Before you make an offer on any property, there are 3 numbers that you need to know. Get them right, and you'll know within 30 minutes whether a deal is worth doing. Get them wrong or skip them, and you're gambling. I'm going to walk you through the exact framework that I use on every single deal. Here's the mistake I see most investors make. They find a property they like, get excited about it, and then try to make the numbers work after the fact. That's backwards. The best traders start with the numbers and only pursue properties that fit. That's the difference between emotional buying and strategic trading. Number 1, the end value. This is what the property will be worth once it's fully renovated and ready for sale. This is where every deal starts. Not what you pay for it, but what it'll sell for when you're done. You find this through comparable recent sales. Properties within about 500 metres, similar spec, sold in the last 3 to 6 months. And you need to be conservative here. The market doesn't care about your taste in kitchens. So how do you actually find the end value? Pull recent sales data for the same suburb. Filter by size, bedrooms, land area, and condition. Look at what actually sold, not what's listed. Listing prices are aspirational, sold prices are real. Adjust down for any constraints your specific property has, and if you can't confidently set an end value, you don't have a deal, you have a guess. Number 2, the total project cost. This is everything it will cost you from the day you buy to the day you sell. Purchase price, renovation budget with a 10% contingency on top. Holding costs. That's the interest, rates, and insurance you're paying during the project. And transaction costs, legal fees, agent commissions, marketing, add them all up. That's your all-in number. This is the number most people underestimate. And speaking of underestimating, the renovation budget is where most deals go wrong. Most investors underestimate renovation costs by 20 to 40%. They don't scope properly before buying. They forget consent costs, demolition, waste removal. They underestimate what trades are actually charging in the current market. And they don't build in a contingency buffer. Here's the rule. If you don't know the renovation costs before you make an offer, you're not ready to make the offer. Number 3, the margin. End value minus total project cost equals your margin. This is the single number that tells you whether a deal is worth doing. If it's too thin, walk away. If it's healthy, move forward. The margin must justify the risk, the time, and the effort involved in that project. Now, what counts as a healthy margin? There's no single universal number. It depends on the deal complexity, your experience level, market conditions, and your cost of capital. But here's the principle that never changes. The margin must be large enough that if something goes wrong, and something always goes wrong, you still come out ahead. If one unexpected cost wipes out your profit, the margin wasn't big enough. Here's the framework laid out simply. Step 1, end value. What's it worth done? You find this through comparable sales analysis. Step 2, total cost. What will it cost all in? You build this from your scope, budget, holding costs, and transaction costs. Step 3, margin. Is it worth doing? End value minus total cost gives you the answer. If any of these 3 numbers is unclear, you don't have enough information to make an offer. Why does this matter so much? Because most investors skip this framework entirely. They fall in love with a property before running the numbers. They use optimistic assumptions to justify a deal they want to do. They don't account for all costs, and they end up with thin margins that disappear the moment a problem shows up. This 3-number check takes about 30 minutes. It can save you months of pain and thousands of dollars. Profitable property trading isn't about finding perfect deals. There's no such thing. It's about having the discipline to say no to bad ones and yes to good ones, based on real numbers, not gut feel. These 3 numbers give you that clarity. Run them every single time, without exception. That's the 3-number framework. Simple, but most investors don't do it. If this landed and you're ready to put it to work on a real deal, check out the link below.